Hey guys, welcome back to A Million Makes. So today I'm going to be showing you how to cast on some stitches for knitting, and there are lots of different ways, but I find this way the easiest. So first of all, I am going to get my chunky needles and my super chunky yarn because it's just easier to demonstrate with. So first up, you need to pull a piece of yarn off of the wool to cast on your stitches with. They come from this loose end, not from the ball end. So I generally make it 3 or 4 times longer than the piece that I want to be knitting. So there is my long piece. I'm now going to do a slip knot, and don't worry guys, I'll show you how to do this in slow-mo. The first thing we're going to do is create a loop. So we're going to cross them over. I like to make sure that my loose end of yarn is on the top, and then we're going to take that yarn underneath and push it through the gap. Push it right through and grab hold of it, and then you can let the other pieces of yarn drop. And then we're going to pull on our 2 pieces of yarn to tighten up the knot, and that's as simple as it is. 1 slip knot ready to go. With your slip knot ready now, we're going to place that onto one of the needles in order to start casting on. So on it goes, and now we need to tighten up by pulling on the loose end of our yarn. Make sure your stitch is tight enough not to fall off, but loose enough to slide up and down your needle so that you can knit your first row easily. Grab the yarn in your hand, swing your thumb underneath and push your needle through the yarn. Now we're going to take the ball end of our yarn and we're going to place that yarn between the needle and our thumb straight through the center so that it crosses down. Then we're going to take the loop of yarn on our thumb and push that onto the needle. And then we're going to tighten it up by pulling the 2 pieces of yarn. Now that is your first stitch cast on. Let's do that again. So we're going to take the loose end of yarn, we're going to grab it in our hand, swing our thumb underneath, then we're going to take our needle and scoop up the yarn onto the needle. Then we take our ball end of yarn and we push the yarn between the needle and our thumb straight down the middle, and then place the loop on our thumb over the knitting needle. Tighten up by pulling on both pieces of wool. Make sure not to make it too tight. Okay, let's go again. So we're going to take our loose end of yarn, we're going to grab it in our hand, swing our thumb underneath, take your knitting needle and scoop up that piece of yarn. Now with our ball end of yarn, we're going to take our yarn and put it between our knitting needle and our thumb straight down the middle, and then place the loop on our thumb onto the needle. Tighten up both pieces of yarn. And again. Let's grab our loose end of yarn, thumb underneath, needle scoops up the yarn, then the ball end of yarn goes straight between the needle and our thumb, straight down the middle, and the loop on our thumb goes onto the needle. Tighten up both pieces of yarn. And again. So take the loose end of your yarn and grab in your hand, swing your thumb underneath, take your needle and scoop up the yarn, then take the ball end of your yarn and place it between your needle and your thumb right through the middle. Take the loop off your thumb onto the needle. Tighten by pulling on the 2 pieces of yarn. Grab, thumb under, needle through, yarn between needle and thumb, and loop onto the needle. Loose end of yarn, grab, thumb under, needle, through, ball end of wool, yarn goes between needle and thumb straight through the middle, loop goes onto the needle, and tighten. Make sure everything's nice and neat, and then we'll go again. Grab, thumb under, needle through, ball end of wool goes through the middle, and our thumb loop goes onto the needle, and tighten by pulling on 2 pieces of yarn. Okay guys, so that is how you cast on, and you're ready to go. Count your stitches, make sure you have the right number, and then you're ready to knit. If you join me next time, I'm going to be showing you how to knit in the plain stitch first of all. We'll go through lots of stitches, but for today that was your basic learning how to cast on, and I hope that it helped you. And leave me a comment down below if there's anything else you want me to show you. I'll see you soon. Lots of love guys. Bye bye.